we're ready to get started, and we can start first with Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Nick, just wondering whether there are specific things you're working on in terms of improvement this offseason and when you get started in OTAs, as opposed to just general improvement. Are there certain things you're sort of focused in on right now and until camp starts?
The biggest thing for me is zone coverage. That's kind of one of the things I wanted to improve on the offseason, probably the part of the game I was lacking the most of. So just trying to get better in that aspect of it, and also just coming more crisp in the scheme. We got the first day underneath our belt today, so refining things, learning again, starting all over. So everything I want to work on in order to get to where I want to get to as a team and as myself as well. So I just coming back in day one excited.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hi, Nick and Brad. I'll have a second one. I was wondering how much conversation you might have had with Anthony Hitchens as he, was departed from the team. Did you guys talk at all, and what was that like?
Oh yeah, me and Hitch, we're still in constant communication. That's my guy. He's one of those guys that when I came in, open arms, helped me learn, kind of taught me the in and outs of the industry. So probably at least once a month, I check in on him. We've been talking throughout the offseason. So I was sad to see him go, but I know he's cheering me on. I'm cheering him on. The best of luck for him, whether he comes back here or find another team. I know he's going to be the best individual of himself.
And now that the team has moved on, how do you see that maybe that'll change your role for 2022?
Yeah, it's hard to replace one of those guys like Hitch. It's kind of be up to me and Willie to kind of help out, be vocal where we can be, not overstepping, let it come naturally. So that's kind of what we're doing, kind of heading forward. I'm just trying to put our best foot forward every single day and see where it takes us.
Let's go next to Todd Palmer. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Nick, appreciate your time. I wanted to ask, how much different is this April compared to last year when you were, kind of nervous coming out of college, not sure where you were going to be compared to having a year in the NFL under your belt? And what do you think you learned? What was the biggest lesson you learned as a rookie last year?
Oh yeah, as the season goes on, I learned a lot of lessons. Really just not pressing, letting things come to you as the game goes along. That's kind of one of the biggest things. When you kind of get playing linebacker, you feel like you should be on a lot of plays, especially in run plays. So kind of letting the game come naturally to you as the game goes on, not pressing. That's kind of like in the aspect of the second part of the question. Do you mind repeating the first?
Yeah. How much different is this April compared to last year, when you were just kind of a nervous rookie waiting to see where you go?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot different than last year. I know where I'm going, got a scheme. I kind of got an idea of I guess the concrete foundation part of the scheme. And so I kind of get that part out the way. I can work on football related things. Things I can work on my game, improve myself as a player, whether it's watching tape, getting on the field, lifting weights, stretching, everything it takes to be a great football player. I can focus in more on that now that I have a team kind of solidified on where I'm at on the team. So I can go ahead and just start working on small things and just try to be the best football player I can be for the Chiefs.
Let's go next to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Nick, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Pretty good, man. We see the offensive guys, posting videos on social media, hanging out together, things like that. Mm-hmm. How much do you guys as a defensive unit get together and have workouts, in this offseason?
Oh, yeah, it's been a couple of times. I worked out at the facility. There's been a couple of guys there. I worked out with Willie. I know Jermaine got in today. Also, Elijah Lee got in today. So I'm looking forward to working out with those guys in the offseason. I was actually in Arizona. Justin Reed was down there. We had a couple of guys, Cordell Powell, Juwan was down there. So we all get work in. Really post on social media, but we're all getting work in together, trying to improve and trying to reach the goal at the end of the year to host up the trophy.
Go back to Adam. I think Adam had a follow-up. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, Nick, I just wanted to ask you were talking earlier about zone coverage and trying to make improvement there. How do you do that? Is it all just film study and recognition, or are there things you can do on the field to improve in that area?
Yeah, just kind of working and coming in and out of breaks in terms of on the field work, film study wise, just kind of figure out route concepts, where people want to throw the ball at, what concepts, what can make you be a half quick faster on recognizing the play concept, where you want to put the ball at. Versus being in a certain defense. So just kind of nitpicking those type of things, trying to pick up where I can, maybe find a little something I didn't see during the season. I probably pick up maybe after watching the second time. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Let's go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Nick, you kind of talked about with the new faces in the linebacker room. And even though you've only been here a year, I mean, you're going to be a leader on this team and on this defense, especially with all the turnover. What kind of a leader do you think you are? I mean, how do you work with the guys around you? How do you try and inspire and build that leadership and get the guys to follow you?
I feel like going in this season, it's collective. It's just not me. It's everybody on the defense. We got a lot of new faces. I got older guys. Our D line's kind of the best of our defense right now in terms of years being played. So we're going to lean on those, rely on those guys heavily as the season goes on. And that's being linebackers. We just got to be vocal, make sure everybody's on the same page, communicating, make sure everybody's comfortable with each other. So that just goes as the season goes on, building trust and relationships. As these guys come in the next couple of weeks, we're building a foundation now. So we go in phase 2. We hit the field, got trust, just relaying with each other, communicating. That just takes time.
Last two, we'll go Herbie and then Matt. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Nick, as a follow-up to Matt's question about the leadership role in the linebacker room, you and Willie, how much discussion has there been on who's going to be the green dot among the linebackers?
We haven't talked about that. Most conversations has been on how we can improve as a unit. How can we be more fluid? How can we be better athletes at this point? That's something we're working on. We just really got into football, so we haven't really discussed logistics of positions, stuff like that. We're just laying the groundwork, just communicating, getting to know each other. We've got a brand new coach and Coach Daly, so we got communicating with him as well with the other linebackers, introducing ourselves. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But we're excited what we got going forward.
Let's go last to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Nick, you mentioned Willie a bit. What's the benefit for both of you as two young players coming off really solid seasons, kind of working together and kind of trying to take your game to the next level together?
Yeah, it's always great working with a person like Willie. I know he's going to come in every single day and push me. I'll be the best version of myself, and that goes along with everybody in the linebacker room. They know we're going to push each other to be the best versions of ourselves day in and day out, and that's kind of what it takes to be great in this league. And so we're pushing each other, we're pushing our group as well, and so we're all trying to get to the same goal, to be the best versions of ourselves for our team, our defense, and our linebacker rooms and our coaches. So that's kind of our focus points, kind of where we're headed, and that's what we're going to try to do in these next couple of phases.
Nick, we really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for joining us.